Right, column subtraction, no decimals. As it says, success criteria for this, two things. Again, line up the units. Very important, we line up the units. If the top number is smaller, then we must borrow. Okay, smaller than borrow. So line up the units. If the top number is smaller, then we borrow. So, an example: 464 take away 75. So again, first thing, line up the units. So write down 464. Identify the units column. Got our units column. Then done that one. 75. So the 5 is the unit, so it must go below here. 75. And now we can subtract. Now we've lined up the units. Now we need to make sure its top number is smaller. We have to borrow. So 4 take away 5. Top number is smaller. We must borrow. So he borrows from the one beside. So he was a 6. So he lends him 1. So he becomes a 5. Take 1 away, and then pass that 1 to here. So now it's 14. Take away 5, which gives us 9. Now 5 take away 7. Top number is smaller, so we'll have to borrow. So he looks to the friend to the side. He becomes a 3. Lends him 1. And then lends a 1 to him. Now he's a 15. So 15 take away 7 gives me 8. And then finally 3 take away nothing gives me 3. So the answer will be 389. So we've lined up the units, we've borrowed. Let's try another one. Now 800. Write it in. Identify the units column. The unit is a 6 here, so we'll put the 6 below and then put everything else around it. So we're taken away. So first row, lined it up, units is lined up. Second row, if the top number is smaller, then we're to borrow. So this one here is slightly different because he looks to his friend beside who cannot lend him 1. So this guy says to him, "Can you lend me 1 to lend to my friend?" So he's like, "Yes." So he becomes a 7. And this must get passed down the line. It cannot go, the 1 doesn't get passed straight to the units. It must get passed to the next one down. So he is now a 10. Because he's 10, he can now lend him 1. So he becomes a 9 and lends him the 1. So he had some to lend, so he lent it to the person beside. It always goes to the person beside. You cannot skip anyone out. And then because he's a 10, he can then lend him 1. So now we've got 10, take away 6, which gives me 4. 9, take away 5, which gives me 4. And then 7, take away 3, which gives me 4. So my answer here would be 444. Now, one for you to try. So if you want to, have a look at it. So we've got 3,903, take away 388. Pause it now, have a little go, and I'm going to go for it in 3, 2, 1. So line it up. So I'm going to write down my number, 3,903. Identify the units. So line up the units. And I've got 388. So my unit is my 8. So write the 8 below. And then 8. And then 3. So first thing, it's lined up. Second thing is if the top number is smaller, we'll have to borrow. So the top number here is smaller, so we need to borrow. But he looks at his friend, he has nothing. He cannot borrow from him. So his friend looks to the person beside. He's a 9. He's like, "Yes, I can lend you 1." So he becomes an 8. And remember, it must get passed down the line. You cannot skip anyone out. So the 1 gets passed to the 10. Now the 3 looks at him and goes, "Oh, you're a 10 now, I can borrow." So he's like, "Yes, you can." So 10 becomes a 9. And he lends the 1 to the 3 and it becomes a 13. And everyone's happy. So 13, take away 8, gives me 5. 9, take away 8, gives me 1. 8, take away 3, gives me 5. And 3, take away nothing, gives me 3. Answer is 3,515.